Alright, everybody, welcome back to the Relentless Racing League, presented by Ancient World Gaming. Tonight we got the Cup Series here at the Tricky Triangle, Pocono. What makes this track so damn tricky is it has three corners. It don't have your typical four, and not only does it have three corners, every corner is different. Usually when you go to oval track or a non-road course, we'll put it that way. The turns are somewhat the same. Here at Pocono, they're all three completely different. Turn 2, the tunnel turn's more of a high-speed turn. Turn 3 is kind of like New Hampshire, with how flat it is. And turn 1 is more of a high banking, but you do got to get on the brakes there a little bit to slow the car down and get it turned into the corner. Only thing I really compare turn 1 to is maybe a little bit the Darlington, except for not having to run the high line. Other than that, I don't really know a track that turn 1 feels like. Turn 2 kind of feels like an Indy turn. But turn 1, I don't know. I don't know what to compare turn 1 to. It's a whole different beast. But we do got the Revolt Supply Company 65, sponsored by Mr. Kevin Jordan, who is surprisingly not here for his own race. Not sure where he is at. I haven't seen him in a while. Oh no, go waste team. Qualifying's about to get underway. uh, let's actually let's go around and let's follow the dozer here for qualifying. Jeff Mellon, the dozer. So like always, second lap should be the quickest for these guys. Kind of a short race here tonight, only 65 laps. Was kind of surprised to see it 65 laps since we ran 70 Monday night in the Xfinity Series. But two stage breaks like always, so lap 13 and 30, not 13, 15 and 30 will be the stage break for some stage points. That cut line, it is getting really, really close. We'll pull back up here in a bit after qualifying. Tony Fry is currently that last driver in the playoffs, and we still got two races left. We got tonight at Pocono, and we got next week at Talladega, and then they're off for a week. We do got the All-Star race coming up. Not sure if that is being broadcasted or not. I'll have to get with Jeremy and them. But it's getting down to crunch time for a lot of these drivers to have a shot in the playoffs. Easiest way to make sure you're in is to get a damn win. Just win that one pesky little race and you'll lock yourself in the playoffs. Pilot, the unofficial sponsor for NASCAR. Currently, Mr. Canoe's up on top, P1. As far as fuel window, I think these guys are looking at, I would say, 28 laps. I would say 27 to 30. And if that's the case, if it's near that 30 mark, as Medlin goes P4, Bucher getting the pole for right now. This guy's still up there qualifying. So Coolins was the fastest on his lap one. Brandon Park going to the top of the board. Canoes comes down that front stretch. Going across start finish line. Alan Coolins will not. Oh, he will better this time go to P2 for the time being. Matthew Richmond, the quickest driver out in practice earlier. See what he can do for his second lap. But if 30 laps or 27 laps is about the mark for fuel, that final stage might be interesting. I know we got I think we can maybe get 22 in fuel Monday, and usually these guys can get about 3 to 4 more laps. So that's what I'm saying, 27-ish. Richmond, I don't think he bettered his. No, he did better his time, but still currently sitting in 12th. Still Brandon Park with that quick time. Go over here to Mr. Tim Harmon. Harmon currently sitting in P20. This time by, he gets a little bit quicker, jumps to P17. Not too many people left. I know we still got Swervy Gervy left. And I think Gervy and Fastman are the last two left on track to put in a time. Gervy pulling a pit lane. That's nothing to talk about. Pit lane is really tricky here. That cone comes out of nowhere. That wrap up qualifying? Yeah, pretty much. Alrighty, qualifying complete. Go over our official starting lineup. So starting off in that pole position is that 41 of Brandon Park, getting himself a bonus point here tonight. Alan Coolins outside row 1. Row 2, Chase Wallbank Harden and Zach Bucher. Row 3, Greg C. Rogers, last week's winner, Daytona Road Course, and Tony Frey. Row 4, Davey Hendricks, Jordan Miles. Row 5, Mr. Ricky Bobby Rafferty, and Andrew Kolb. Row 6, Matthew Richmond and Jonathan Nance, the Fancy Pants. Row 7, Dakota Orndorff, Jeff the Dozer Medlin. Ed Morris and Ethan Flanagan will be row 8. Row 9, Tim Harmon and Justin Barkley. Row 10, Josh Van Gore and Matt Forns. Is Forns running the Twitter car? Let's see. He is. He's running the Honey Bucket Twitter car. Row 11, Gervy and Fast and Benders, Swervy Gervy. Row 12, Stephen McComas and Ed Morris Sr. And around your field, in that last position, Mr. Connor Darnell. Chilling in the back. Take a look at the race info. Pretty cool track temp out there, 83 degrees. So, fortunately, these guys aren't going to have to deal with too much of a hot track temp. But that could also be a downside, as I have personally known these next gens to actually be a little bit more tough to handle on a colder track, especially on fresh tires. So we'll see what this first part of this run holds. 2.5 miles here. So in total, they're going to be running 150 something miles, something like that. I don't know. I can't math that much. I don't know. Go to the 9-car chase you. Oh my Jesus. Gib, no. No, we don't need that stuff on stream, dude. Why less lap than Monday? I don't know. I was kind of surprised to see it. Oh, Chase the prime seat. That is looking really cool. But I know last year they did 100 laps, and I guess everyone's complaining it was too long. I felt 70 was like the perfect length for the Xfinity Series. I would imagine 75, 80 would be perfect for the Cup race. So I don't know, but chasing that prime seat, man, I am loving that prime seat. That thing looks sweet. We're underway. Gonna have a nice little 15-lap run here in stage 1. With cautions coming out at the end of the stage. Stage 2 is only gonna be like a 12-lap run, so it should be interesting who plays what strategy here. As you have plenty enough fuel to make it to the end of the stage, you do not go a lap down. See Alan Coolins charging hard on the outside lane. Brandon Park, though, able to get a run off the inside, though. He's going to get loose. They'll open the door for maybe Chase to put it 3 wide down the backstretch, and he does. 3 wide here early on here at Pocono. No one's going to give any. Chase going to send it in deep. Coolins still to his outside. Chase washing up, almost smacking Coolins there. Here comes Brandon Park coming back to the inside. Some spicy racing here up front on lap 1. And Alan Coolins is going to come out with the lead for now. I was trying to say, this got all interesting. You don't go a lap down here for pitting. So it should be interesting to see. Oh, and that's Ed Morris Jr. almost around in the grass. 4 wide racing in the back. Door banging. Still door banging. Ed Morris Jr. does not get turned. I thought he was about to. Harmon Van Goren hard into the outside wall. We're still green. Coolins still leading the way. I'll have to go back and look at that. That was interesting. I thought Junior was about to get turned. I for sure thought we were about to see someone get turned. We do got a yellow flag. Jonathan Nance is around. Go and look at that here. So what started that all? So it actually started up here with the Dozer in Richmond. Not sure. This is Dozer being Dozer. And then Richmond goes down and hits Morris. Richmond then comes back up. Morris doing a phenomenal job keeping that car going straight. Wow. You see him 4 wide here. I don't think Ethan realized they were 4 wide. Coming down, just kind of door banging the 83 there a little bit. 83 coming down from that contact, hitting Morris Jr. And Morris Jr. does a pretty damn good job keeping that car going straight. You can see the 83 of Van Gore go up into 73 of Harmon. Hard impacted that outside wall as Gerby involved as well. And that was that coming out of turn 3 there. Then we have another incident back here is Jonathan Nance, who was involved in a wreck. And back here is Jordan Miles, Tony Freo. Nance is getting loose on his own. Jordan Miles has nowhere to go. And Nance around, but Nance able to lock it down. No damage on the 8 machine, but it does bring out a yellow. A quick caution here in the Cup Series. Well, our under caution, we got pretty long caution laps here. I'll pull this up every now and again. We take another look at our point standings. See that bubble is starting to heat up there a little bit. Tony Frey, he's only 1 point ahead of Mr. Simone, but Simone taking a drop week this week. That's actually going to benefit that 6 as he can gain quite a bit of points on that cut line going into Talladega next week. Ethan Flanagan was a 73-point bubble. Depending on where he finishes tonight, I would say Ethan's locked. The max amount of points you can get in Relentless is 47 for a race. So I'm pretty sure looking at next week, you're going to see some names in yellow without checker flags, meaning they're locked in on points, not on wins. Ethan will probably be locked in. Tim will probably be locked in. Zach will probably be locked in. And I think the first guy that would not be locked in would be Bo Dinger. Now, and especially with Simone taking a drop. And then the gap between Simone and Kolb is 19 points. So your 8th, 9th, and 10th place drivers, they are for sure locked in. Dinger's a pretty sure lock in after tonight. I can maybe see Richmond and Coons as well, but that's pushing it. Because anything can happen at Dega, with especially a surprise winner. But it could be interesting next week. Oh, Dinger did take a drop too. Okay, so Dinger and Simone would earn the same amount of points. So unless Kolb has a crazy points day, Dinger's gap would still be 21, though. Because there's no way in hell the top 16 is changing after tonight unless someone below the top 16 wins. I don't think it's gonna hurt him because Simone took a drop too. Now if Simone didn't take a drop, yeah, that would definitely hurt him. I mean, he's gonna drop positions in the standings, but his gap to the cut line is gonna remain the same. Yeah, I don't know. I would say with our fields, really, we don't see more than 30. Let's say 30 is the max. So the least amount of points you could get in a race would be 9 or 10, I think. And the most amount of points you can get 47. I think if you go into Dega, I would say it was I think a 20-point buffer on the points on the cut line, pretty comfortable going into the final race. Well, pace car should pull off. Alan Kuhn's going to lead us back to rain here. Chase Harden got a little racing on that restart. See if he does it again here. Back up the racing. Kuhn's with a great jump. We'll leave Chase. I think he's going to be side by side with Davey Hendrick as they come into turn 1 here. Hendrick's able to power past the 41 of Brandon Park. Davey Hendricks in the third. Most part, everyone's kind of single filed out. You got two teammates side by side back here, Mr. Bobby Rafferty and Zach Bucher. That's just inside your stage points. That is for 7th. There's Tony Frey right behind him. If I'm Tony, you got to try to maximize Simone not being here. You got to try to get as many points as you can, whether it be leading the lap, getting a stage point. You got to try anything. Almost losing out of turn 2 or turn 3 is not how you do that. 3 wide back here. Barkley on the outside. Jordan Miles in the middle. Here comes Jeff Medlin, Tony's teammate. Give him a little bump going out of the straightaway. Ethan Flanagan getting a little loose going into turn 1. Tony side by side with number 3 of Jordan Miles coming out of turn 1. Tony's starting to fall back here a little bit. Here comes Andrew Kolb. Andrew Kolb sitting 16th in the points right now. 20 points out. He's actually battling that cut line driver, which is Tony Frey. 93 of Richmond. We go back up the front. Mr. Alan Kuhn still leading the way. These guys have only got 7 laps left in the stage. This race is going to go by quick, everyone. Really quick race here. And if those people up above me do not stop stomping their damn feet, I swear. Man, Chase paint scheme is hot. Who did Chase paint scheme? Did he find that one, Gibb? I love that prime paint scheme. Oh, Davy's really catching him. Wow, yeah, Davy's really catching him. I just went back. I saw the gap on the timing closed, and I went back to Davy. He's right on TP. Okay, right on the bumper of Chase Harden. Chase Harden, though, to the lead there entering turn 1. Alan Canoe's going to try to fight back on the outside line. Can't quite do it. Chase Harden, one of those guys who's near the cut line. I want to think he's only 12 up right now. And Trace, one of those guys trying to maximize everything he can. Getting 7 points here really help out his position going into next week. Davey Hendricks, so getting a run coming off of turn 2, looking to the inside of Alan Kuhns going down the straightaway into turn 3. One thing I noticed last night, or the other night in the Xfinity Series, is it is really tough to pass here, but Davey Hendricks making it look easy. No, Alan Kuhns actually able to hold him off here for another lap. 5 to go in stage 1. Here comes Bobby Rafferty and Brandon Park. 2 Exile teammates. Bobby Rafferty extended 3 wide going into turn 1. 2 wide. It looked like 3 wide for a second. Sometimes it sucks about these camera angles. It looked like he was going to look to the inside of Davey. Thought otherwise. Davey Hendricks still side drafting Alan Kuhns as they go down the straightaway into the tunnel turn 2. Davey Hendricks making contact with the left rear Kuhns. Kuhns able to collect it, but he's going to lose a couple spots. Kuhns falling back from second. All the way outside the top 10 now. He's into the wall. That might end his race. He is slow. Is he damaged? I think Kuhns might be damaged as he is slow rolling. His car shut off. What the heck is going on with Kuhns? Wait, excuse me? He blew up from the contact? Hold on a second. We gotta go back and watch that. How did that happen for Kuhns? What's right on? Did he blow up from the contact or did he blow up from downshifting? Oh, he did! He downshifted in the third! And that's what did it. Alan Kuhns, one of those guys who was near the cut line, having problems here early on. Chase Harden coming to 3 to go. No, coming to 2 to go in the stage. Bobby Rafferty getting around Davey Hendricks for second here in stage 1. Got a little bit of exile battle going on back here for 4th as Park and Bucher going at it. The 41 of 14. How about the 42 of Dakota Orndorff? One of those guys looking to get into the playoff picture, having a solid run here early on. Bucher getting loose off of turn 3. 2 to go in the stage. That was wild. Greg Rogers currently that 7th and final driver for stage points. He has Justin Barkley just behind him. I thought, yeah, that is rough. I thought he blew up from the contact of Rafferty. He's actually closed up on that bumper of the 5 of Chase Harden. I thought he blew up from the contact to the wall. I was like, there's no shot that happened. It's Harden coming to collect the white flags. We got some movement going on back here for that final stage point position. Nance looking to the inside of Greg Rogers. I think right now Rogers has it. Actually, he does. Barkley's working to get around Nance on the outside lane now. Nance tucking in behind the 57 of Barkley. Here comes Jordan Miles to the inside. Barkley, I thought we were going to look the inside of Roger, thought otherwise. Now we got battle for the lead. Bobby Rafferty looking inside of Chase Harding going into the tunnel turn. Bobby Rafferty trying to take that point away, that stage point away for the playoffs, and 7 points away from Chase Harding. Now here comes Davey Hendrick into the picture. It's going to be a three-wide battle going into turn 1 or turn 3 for that stage point and the stage win out of stage 1. Chase Harding working the outside line. Harding going to have the advantage coming off of turn 1. Chase Harding will win stage 1 here at Pocono. Hendricks will come in 3rd, Rafferty 2nd, Park and Bucher 4th and 5th, Orndorff and Barkley.
The yellow flag is out.
I was like, am I off? See, play it again, Gib. Play it again. That was an outstanding fight. Let's actually go back. Let's go back and watch this battle. I want to get a better angle of this because that angle absolutely sucked. I think Chopper will probably be our best picture for this. Yes, there we go. you see those two battling allowed Hendricks to get a run coming off of turn 2. 3-wide battle into turn 3. Chase with that outside line, it is just so good here at Pocono to defend your position. Does a good job keeping it going straight. Saw that car bobble a couple times, and Chase Harding will win, I believe, his first stage of the season. 7 points to him and 1 playoff point when the playoffs start here in a couple weeks. Well, why are the caution? Let's up the points one more time. Alright, I'm back. How to deal with kids. When we come down pit lane, Connor staying out. Not sure if he pitted lately. No, he did not. But Davey will win the fight off of pit lane. I'm going to take it. Davey only took 2 tires. A lot of the guys must have only took 2 because Chase lost a lot of time on pit lane. He went from 1st all the way back to 7th. Alright, lights on the pace car turn off. Connor Darnell will lead us to green. Tim Harmon's still trying to get some damage fixed up from that wreck on lap 1. Name was Swervy Gervy. And we got confirmation from Alan. He thought he was in 5th when that engine when he detonated that Hamlin, or he detonated that engine. There we go. Not a hand grenade, it's a detonade. It detonated. There we go. Alright, Connor Darnell in the Wendy's pilot car and lead us back to green. Justin Barkley outside of him. Stage 2's underway. It's going to be a short 11-lap run for these guys for that second stage. Maybe Hendricks all over that back bumper of his teammate / alliance mate, Justin Barkley. They all send it down there into turn 1. Side by side they go. Brandon Park making a move around the outside of Davey to get into 3rd. A little bit further back, you got the Exiled brothers going at it, Bucher and Rafferty. Just behind them, you'll have the stage 1 winner, Chase Harden. He's getting passed right now, or working on getting passed by the 8 of Jonathan Nance. Nance having that self spin coming off of turn, was it turn 2? No, it was turn 1 on lap 2. Chase starting to fall back a little bit. What are the tires these guys have? Four sets. They're being generous in the tire department here tonight. Alright, anyway, back to the lead. Justin Barkley's actually going on Connor. Brandon Park working to the outside of him as well as Davey Hendricks. There we go. I was trying to get it out. Here comes the 77 Bobby Rafferty. Definitely show new tire versus old as Connor's starting to fall back here a little bit. Bobby Rafferty sending it to the inside of Davey as they roll through tunnel turn. Brandon Park looking the inside of Justin Barkley going into turn 1. 9 to go here in stage 2. Barkley trying to fight off that battle from Park. Park getting loose on the inside, drove it a little too aggressively, saves it somehow, keeps it going, no damage on that 41. Phenomenal job there by Brandon, going to lose a ton of spots because of it. And actually because of that battle, Davey Hendrick has shot to the lead. Nance was thinking about making a move on Bucher. Back here watching the battle for 4th. Nance starting to make his way up as we have a yellow out. 22 of dirt, 65. Wondering, go back to see what happened here. Mr. Connor Darnell having some issues. Uh-oh, did he get twittered? Oh no, wow, Andrew Cole just really overshot that exit. Fortunately, Matthew Richmond involved. Cole's been around, able to keep going. Andrew Cole just shot Andy Connor on exit there. That's a crazy gap to make up because he's a good 5-6 car lengths back the 9 they come into turn 1. He just overshot the exit here completely. I'm not sure what happened there. That was interesting for the 88. I don't know if those two have history or what, but it looked like he turned on the heat-seeking missile function in that car and just shot right up towards the number 9 of Connor Darnell. Neat. I feel you, buddy. Oh, no. Alrighty. Should be about a 5-lap shootout here. I'm telling you, like, if I'm someone that I know has, like, you have speed here, it's just so hard to pass, I say come to pit lane with, like, 3 to go. Or 4 come to 3 to go. So, like, do this 1 lap here, come to pit lane. Put 4 fresh tires on, fill her up with fuel, and stay on a stage break. You don't go a lap down at Pocono. Connor, it's currently a lap down from that wreck, but fortunately for him, he'll get it right back here in about 4 laps. Only downside to these big tracks, the pacing takes forever. But guess we're gonna pull off.
Green flag.
For that shootout here to end stage 2, Davey Hendricks leads the green. Davey Hendricks fires off pretty well there. He'll leave Justin Barkley, Bucher, and Rafferty battling it out for second as they roll into turn 1. Bucher and Rafferty still side by side. Strong car. There we go. Here comes Nance. Nance currently sitting in fifth. Nance is one of those guys who's damn near in a must-win. And if he can manage his win tonight, it could really shake up that bubble fight. The bubble fight. Like Bubble Buddy up SpongeBob. That's the only thing I could think of when I said that. Oh my god. Ready to go in the stage. No takers down pit lane. It'll be interesting to see if someone comes down pit lane this time by to try to maybe beat the field. All you gotta do is get past that commitment cone before the field gets to the start finish line. Literally gets to the start finish line. Rafferty and Barkley going at for P2. Turn 3, 2 to go in the stage. Door bang between the two admins up front. Here comes Zach Bucher to help out his teammate Jonathan Nance, trying to block the run by Chase, but Chase has had too good of a run. Chase Harden and Nance will be side by side going into turn 1 here with 2 to go in stage 2. Nance will able to have the advantage over Chase Harden. Bucher's starting to fall back a little bit. We had a decent battle up front for the lead, and Nance getting a crazy run off of turn 2 here. Gonna help out Bobby Rafferty. I'm kind of surprised he didn't go with the run he had. Wow, that was a run. Like Nance shot like cannon contact between the 8 and the 5. Here comes Bucher and Orndorff to get around Chase Harding going down the front stretch. Bump drafting. Bucher looking to the inside of Jonathan Nance. 1 to go here in stage 2. Davey still leading the way over Bobby Rafferty. About a second of a gap here as he still got Rafferty and Barkley going at it for P2. Watch Nance. See if he gets another run here coming out of turn 2. See if he does something with the run if he does get it. Nance does get a little bit of a run here. He's actually going to shoot low. No, he's going to work with Bobby yet again, going down the front stretch, or the back stretch? The second back stretch? I don't know what to call that one. The tunnel stretch. There we go. It's going to get looser coming off of turn 3. Going to hop up in front of the 14 and Bucher. Nance will get 4th in stage 2. Davey Hendricks will win stage 2. And Chase Harding will get himself some more points as he finished 7th. Race hasn't even ended yet. Chase Harding has already earned 8 points to that cut line. But these guys are going to get their pit stops in. Going to have about a 32-33 lap run for that final stage. And get a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Alright, that's we're back. This guy come off of pit lane. Vanguard chooses to stay out. Hendricks will beat the field off of pit lane. Greg Rogers must have took just two. He jumps quite a few spots to come out third. I'm not sure what the fuel window is for these guys. I don't know if it's 30 laps. What? Davey is saving, so I'm almost wondering if this stays green, if it could turn into a fuel saving race. Who can save the most fuel? Because he is clutched in like nothing. Now, he's still clutched in. I'll probably pop the clutch and turn the ignition off here. Yep. Now Davey is in save mode like crazy right now. Well, why do you guys get under the pace lap? Let's pull up the point standings for one more time here tonight. So Chase Harding getting himself 8 bonus points. So he'll definitely gain a ton of spots over that point, that cutoff line. Yeah, Chase could be 25-30 to the good coming out of tonight. Kuhn's blowing his engine. I think he'll get dead last. No, he'll get second to last. Kuhn's might be the new bubble driver leaving here tonight. That is a scary spot to be in. Oh, you damn thing. I will say this, I cannot stand this damn fog. It is so annoying. But anyways, Sir Josh Vangor will lead him out of turn 3 to the green flag. Chase.
Green, green, green.
I don't know. Something like that. I mean, Kolb had to make up 19 points on Simone. Simone's going to get scored in 26. I think that's still like 14, 15 points, something like that. I don't think Kolb got any stage points. Kolb would have to get like a top 5 to pass Simone in standings right now. Vanguard leading the way, but not for long here with Davey Hendricks out of turn 2. Man, this fog is so damn annoying. Can we turn fog off? Like, in all seriousness, is there a setting I can turn fog off? Because it is... Oh, he's a big bump on the 83 going down the front stretch. Nance off that back bumper of Rafferty. 35 of 65. 31 laps to go. Davey Hendricks leading the way. Bobby Rafferty and Justin Barkley going at it. We have rain incoming. No, we don't. Oh, don't you play with me like that. Rafferty trying to help his driver, but he's going to jump out of line. Here comes Nance and Barkley. Barkley getting loose, getting put on the apron there by Nance. Oh, at least that's what it looked like. It looked like Nance kind of pinched him down there. Nance will move up into fourth for the time being. Yeah, you sure did, dude. Dick. Nance working on the outside of Josh Van Gore. I'm going to tell you, if Nance wins, it's going to shake up that bubble. It's going to shake up that fight for the 16th and final spot. But Nance would have to beat Davey, and that's a tough task. Josh Van Gore doing a pretty good job, though, holding his own. Granted, I don't think his tires are that old. He probably came to pit lane right before that second the caution that came out like around lap 23, 24. He's doing a good job, still sitting in P6 right now. If he's still leading ways, you got Dakota Orndorff and Ethan Flanagan battling it out. That is for 7th. Here comes Brandon Park. Brandon Park must have had a speeding penalty as he is back towards the rear of this field. Greg Rogers getting around the number 8 of Nance for 3rd. Nance able to fight back, getting a great run off of the tunnel turn 2, going down the straightaway into turn 3. As we got a battle for the lead going as well to battle for 3rd. Bobby Rafferty inside of Davey. They make contact, and Bobby getting a little bit tight. No, that was a tunnel turn. Okay, so Nance got to run off of turn 1. Now they're diving it into turn 3. Oh, Nance getting loose there, having to collect it. Bobby Rafferty could not get the pass complete on Davey Hendricks. And I want to say Davey might be a little bit quicker, maybe, or not Davey. Bobby might be a little bit quicker, or Davey's saving fuel. One of the two. Here comes Greg Rogers sending it through the middle of Nance and Rafferty. Rafferty going to have to run off of turn 1. A little bit of contact with the wall. Nothing big there. Here comes Justin Barkley behind the 77 of Rafferty. Tell you what, this is something we're going to see next week at Talladega. A lot of pack-style racing. I mean, you would think we're at a super speedway with how close these guys are running, especially the top 8. Rogers and Barkley still going at it for 3rd. Both those guys already locked themselves into the playoffs with a win. A little bit further back, you got a couple of guys that don't have a win. Nance, Orndorff, Van Gore, or Flanagan. But Ethan has such a big points lead on that playoff bubble that after tonight, Ethan probably going to be locked into the playoffs. Van Gore watching up the track a little bit, opens the door for Ethan Flanagan again. Try to get a run on that low line. Meantime, Bobby Rafferty is close back up that gap to the 0-0 of Davey Hendricks. Rafferty going to maybe try to send it into tunnel turn. Nope. He said, not today, Meester. Meester. We got some battling first position back here. Around the 5th place position. Still 20 plus laps of racing to go, and he's got the race like it's the last lap. Rafferty can send it back to the inside of the 0-0 of Davey Hendricks. A bit of more contact between the two. Those two have been leaning on each other quite a bit these last few laps. The race has gone phenomenal other than this damn fog. Hendricks still fighting back on that outside lane going into the tunnel turn 2. It looks like Bobby Rafferty might have him cleared. He does. Davey Hendricks will maybe try to look for the crossover. No, can't quite get the momentum. They got Barkley and Nance door banging back here for 3rd. Bobby Rafferty to the lead. He won his first race of the season a couple weeks ago at Dover. Nance having issues unless he's coming to pit lane. Yes, here comes Nance. Flanagan to pit lane this time by. The Nance and Ethan coming to pit lane. They're going to be the first group of drivers to choose to come down. And it's not a bad strategy as Davey Hendricks is getting back around the 77 of Bobby Rafferty. Fassbender, Ethan, and Nance all came down pit lane that time by. As long as they didn't get caught speeding, they will not go a lap down. And if we do see a yellow here in a lap or two, it can really benefit them. It's gonna shuffle them to the front of the field. Now, if this stays green, I don't know if it necessarily benefits them, just because everyone's gonna have to come to pit lane. And Gore coming to pit lane this time by. How about old Twitter car back here running inside the top 10? Foreign's currently running in that 8th position. Still got Rafferty and Hendrick going on. Battle of the admins going on right now. Bobby though getting a run off of turn 3 and gonna be able to lead himself. Lead this lap. 23 to go this time by. But further back, Ethan was actually able to beat out the 8 of Nance. There's Ethan. There's Jonathan Nance. Must have been a 2-tire call for that 35 machine. Both still on the lead lap. Justin Barkley's been slowly but surely closing that gap on these two. Go to Orndorff and Gray Rogers. Orndorff has had a phenomenal race so far. Been running really quietly inside the top 10 all race long. Here comes Davey Hendricks, the pit lane. See Bobby Rafferty out there still. Top 5 is still yet to pit. Matt Forms coming in this time by. Right now, currently the top 10, unless Chase comes in this time by, which he doesn't. So the top 10 have yet to come into pit lane. It's an interesting call there because, like I said before, running along isn't necessarily a good thing here. Not like at other tracks where you can trap people a lap down. I think Bobby chose to stay out another lap. So it's an interesting call for those guys. Wondering if they're good on fuel, maybe. There's no way. I don't think you can make it that far in fuel. Whoops. Chase damaged? He's really slow. Oh no, Chase is saving. Chase playing the long game. What about Richmond? I'm kind of curious about these slower guys. I don't think Richmond's saving. I think it's just more so Richmond. Yeah, Richmond has some damage on that left front. Chase Harden is definitely saving fuel. What about McComas? No, he's not saving. Chase is saving fuel, but the only thing with Chase, though, is Bucher is catching him. And Bucher and Hendricks, they have pitted. 19 to go. Pretty sure Connor's saving as well. Old Rich in the pit lane this time by. Yeah, Chase is running a 2.5 seconds slower than Bucher. Or Hendricks, I should say. Saving fuel is a great idea and all, but when you're losing 2.5 seconds, I don't know if it's worth it. Here comes Bobby in the pit lane this time by. I'm surprised he stayed out that long. Top 3 have yet to pit. And looking further back, this right here between Davey and Bucher, this will be the battle for the lead once everyone comes down pit lane. Orndorff, Rogers in the pit lane this time by. Without their leading the lap. Unfortunately for him, that 1 point isn't really going to help him out. Come with his one of the drivers in an absolute must win. Yeah, Chase was way too fast to be playing this fuel saving game. I mean, he got a stage 1 win. So, I mean, that's the proof how fast he was. Barkley actually going to merge out in front of Davey and Bucher. Interesting. Still 16 to go here tonight. Damn, Connor, is that all from that wreck with the 88? Davey, though, looking to get around Barkley here. We're catching up to Chase Harden, who's trying to play the fuel game, but no avail. The whole field has caught him. He's sliding him right in front of Barkley there. 14 to go this time by. A little bit of battling going on, a little bit further back. Nance and Orndorff have been going at it for a couple laps here. This is a battle for 6th. So you got some 3 wide race a little bit further back with Ethan Flanagan, Jordan Miles, and Brandon Park. They were 3 wide for a moment. And Miles has really came into the picture lately with speed. The last couple of weeks, you gotta wonder where he'd be sitting at if he had this speed all season long. This guy, he has really shown some really positive speed out of that car lately. Helmus is still out there. He has to be getting close to the fuel window. Yeah, he's going to have to bring it in soon. There's no way he's making 34 laps of fuel. No way. He's still staying out, though. Ooh, Barkley getting a little loose there coming off turn 3. Looks like Barkley's starting to fall back a little bit. Davey Hendrick's starting to pull away from that 57 machine. Look, I keep it on Bobby Rafferty. He stayed out a lot longer than everybody else. You go to stint lengths. You see Bobby Rafferty, his tires, he still got a lot of life. Well, it's Jordan Miles. And Dakota Orndorff. Keep an eye on those guys. Those guys' tires are about 10 laps fresher than everybody in front of them. Same with Barkley, but Barkley's starting to fall back a little bit, which is interesting. Eager's actually able to get around Barkley. Oh, I'm almost wondering if Barkley didn't take. Hold on a second. We pit stop time. That's what I really want to see. Davey took 2. Barkley took 2. Nance took 4. Orndorff took 2, maybe. Miles took 2. Rafferty took 4. 6-0, that has to be done. That has to be a no tire stop. Davey took 2. Bobby Rafferty, your first guy on 4 fresh tires. I don't think he's going to catch him in time. He's running quicker, but not by a ton. Stephen McComb is still out there on this tank of fuel, and he's staying on another lap. Rafferty, though, working on getting around his teammate, the 41 of Brandon Park. had some help and then lost it. I'm Jordan Miles. You got to go with Bobby here. Bobby's on 4 fresh tires. They're trying to get through the field. Follow that 77. Park getting a little bit loose. They're coming off the corner. Davey getting a little loose. And here goes Park. Miles working with Bobby Rafferty on the front stretch. Bobby Rafferty into 8th. Ethan Flanagan following. Tony Frey following him as well. Looking to the inside of Brandon Parker going into, I believe, turn 3. No, this is a tunnel turn they're going into now. Brandon Parker's starting to get really loose there. Bobby Rafferty half a second quicker than, no, he was half a second slower, never mind. Still out there, 70. There's no way he can make this. Davey Hendricks still leading the way. I mean, if Pocono gets a caution, this could work great for him. No, I think he's coming to pit lane this time. No, he's... Wow! He's starting to save it all? No! He's not. That's what I'm saying. But he's still out there. I mean, I was wrong earlier this season. With, I believe it was... I don't think it was Tim Harmon. I think he's coming in this time. Yep, he's coming in this time. Okay. Even McComas is finally coming down pit lane. Gonna hand the lead back over to Davey Hendrick, who has about a 1.6 second gap on the 14 of Bucher. For back, you saw Rafferty kind of pop out from behind the 28 of Morris Sr. Rafferty stayed out a lot longer than these guys did. He had the 4-second gap, and there's just not enough time. I'm surprised he stayed out so long. And everyone else came up pit lane. Chase is still out there, though. Currently running at 7th. I don't agree with that. I think Chase had actually a kind of a legit shot to maybe win this race. I don't agree with him staying out and saving fuel. I think that was a bonehead move on his part. 4 laps to go here. This race will go by quick. We gotta get done before 10 o'clock for once. This is a quick little race. I like it. Let's do more of these, Tony. Go back. You got Rafferty duking it out with a 42 of Orndorff. Maybe we can ride him. Bobby Rafferty back into the top 5. How about this run Nance is having? Nance is, yeah, I mean, he's pretty far out of the playoff picture right now. But these points are really going to help out. I would have been yelling. I'm like, what the heck are you doing? Like, if Chase was running outside the top 5, right? Or not even that. Can he finish top? He got stage points. Yeah, that's a bonehead move, Chase. If you go back and watch his Chase out with a bone, I think he's just coming up pit lane. That was a bonehead move, man. No, yeah, absolutely. Outside top 10, absolutely perfect idea to try to save. try to save some fuel. Maybe get yourself some free spots. But someone like Chase, who won a stage and got 7, I don't. And he's going to lose a lot of points, too. I mean, he had at least top 10 speed. And he's looking to finish, what, 18th? That's 8 points he lost out on. If he finished 10th, which I believe he could have. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can say top 5, 2 to go this time by David Hendricks. Still leading the way. I don't see anything really out here that's going to bring out a caution. A little bit of battling going on back here, but these Cup guys, they have... I will say this. These Cup guys, they have really turned this season around. Earlier in this season, I was like, what the hell am I broadcasting? It looked like a circus each and every week. And it didn't look promising, but these Cup guys, they have really turned this season around. Put on some really good racing. And hopefully next week at Dega goes well. These cars, they're interesting at Super Speedway, but I'm really looking forward to next week for these guys. David Hendricks coming out of turn 3, going to collect the white flag here in our Revolt Supply Company 65 at Pocono. David Hendricks looking to win his 5th race of the season. As long as he doesn't pull a Ryan Blaney, run out of fuel, or Kyle Larson blow a tire in turn 3, we are good to go. David Hendricks get his 5th win of the season. Oh, or his cat jumped on his lap. No cats. Something happened to Greg Rogers, too, because Greg Rogers is about to go lap down. I wonder if he didn't quite put enough fuel in that car. Ooh, Bucher hard into the wall coming out of turn 2. Nance right behind him. Actually, yeah, turn 2. Rolling through turn 3. Davies going to coast himself to a 5th win of the year. Bucher coming 2nd. Johnson and Nance surrounding your podium finishers. Not a pretty solid race. But oh, Davies out. I think. Unless he was just trying to load on the car back and forth. That is number 5 on the season for Davey. He is going to be hard to beat in the playoffs. These drivers, they got to hope he has a bad round, because right now Davey is just racking up playoff points. Man, Chase is 21st. Oh, yeah, I'm hoping I don't come back and bite him in the butt next week at Dega. That's one of the things that can come back and bite you. That's 11 points. At least 11. Possibly even up to 16. I mean, he definitely had top 5, top 10 speed tonight. Pretty sure Gift down there cussing him out right now. Like, what the hell were you thinking, dude? Oh, wait for Davey to join. Oh, Davey, you better get your butt podium finisher. All right, well, we'll start with Nansen. We'll go ahead and start off with our eighth place finisher since Davey wants to be Mr. Slowpoke tonight. I guess he has every right to. He kind of whooped your guys' ass out there on track, so he
Yeah,
has every right to be slow right now. But man,
yeah.
solid race for you tonight. I wouldn't say you're in must win, but you're pretty damn close to that territory. Get a really solid run here tonight. I think you got some stage points. Get a third place finish. Going into Talladega, maybe open up the opportunity, or not opportunities, open up the strategy for you a little bit. Because some of these drivers are going to be must win. What were you? Well, I'll pull that up real quick while I got you up here. You were 23 out.
Yeah, a lot.
So I think you might have gained a little bit on that cut line.
Yeah, we
But
gained a little bit. The only thing we can do next week is go for max points and win the thing. That's what we're going to try to do.
yeah, and that's scary to do going into a place like Talladega Super Speedway where you got to run up front, you got to get points, but that also opens up the door to get involved in the big one early.
Yeah, yeah. But what I've noticed running with these guys in the next gen cup in the Cup Series in general, if you're up front at Talladega or Daytona, you're pretty safe. Normally around eighth on back is where the trouble starts.
Back with the squirrels.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if we can qualify up front, we can stay up front and hopefully get some max stage points. That's all it is in these next gen cars, man. It's hard to pass. It's if you don't qualify good, you're looking at a long night. And luckily, we were able to bounce back from. I think we qualified at eighth. I screwed up in qualifying. If I hadn't have done that, we probably could have started on the pole and had a better shot at the win here.
Yeah, man. Well, you come in here, you get yourself third place finish. I haven't talked to you in a while, surprisingly, because you just this hasn't been your season. You come from last season. I think you won three races last season.
Last season I didn't win any either, and I missed the playoffs. So we got a we
Oh,
got a bunch of good guys.
that's
Uh,
good.
2 seasons ago I finished, I think it was third in championship race, but had 3 wins that season. But yeah, there's a lot of talented guys up here. A lot of these guys have, they don't have to. They basically don't have a life. They live for iRacing, and they're on here 24/7 practicing. And I'm lucky to get on here 1 or 2 nights a week.
Dang, Cord. All right, man. I'll get your shout outs in and let you get on out of here and grab some third place finish.
Yeah, shout out to my mom, my brother Jeremy, my nephews, niece Connor, Jake, Luke, Addison, Lincoln, and Kennedy. Shout out them and shout out to my wife. Oh, and my sisters. Their birthday's coming up in 2 days. So happy birthday, sis.
All right, man. Congratulations.
Good talking to you.
All right, next up, bringing our second place finisher, Mr. Zach Bucher, soldering for you here tonight. You pretty much just locked yourself in on playoffs on points alone with that second place finish. Came in 50 something above the cut line or something like that. So solid finish here tonight for you. Get yourself locked in on points on the playoffs, so you can go next week in Talladega. Maybe try to push your teammate to win, but I don't know if you have a teammate outside the playoffs so you could push to a win.
Right now, I think my plan is to push old Josh to a win next week.
Fastenbender?
Van Gore.
Oh, Vangor. Yeah, he had a he had an interesting strategy tonight. Stayed out for that second stage, led that lap, came in early. Where the heck did he end up finishing?
I believe 14th or 15th.
But yeah,
Yeah, he was involved in an early wreck and had some damage. Then he kind of just lost a bunch of speed there, so he ended up using an off strategy. He had nothing to lose. He said he was so far out of it that he just wanted to risk it and maybe get a win out of it, but it didn't work out tonight, sadly.
All right, man. Well, let's get your shout outs in and let's get on out of here.
Shout out to Exiled Esports, Ancient World Gaming, FGR Excel, Design the Void, Sword Dog, and you guys for putting on the broadcast. The league as a whole, still one of my favorite leagues to race in. It's hands down some really clean hard racing every week, and especially on
Now it
Sundays.
is. Now it is.
Now, hey, it's been it was rough early this season.
I said it
but
during the
that's the
broadcast.
point.
This Cup Series started off like a circus show every week. So
Yeah. This race here, I feel like we put on a good show for y'all because
Yes.
there was some good battling and not a lot of deaths.
no. All right, man. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right. Next, let's pull down Mr. Davey, getting his 5th win of the season. Just stacking them playoff points up, winning the stage 2, getting your 5th win. Man, you are like one of the for sure lock-ins I got for the championship. If we were able to bet money on you, I'd put $100 down.
No, the playoffs are such a. It's not a shit show, but it's just.
Hey!
Sorry. It's
I'm about to
difficult,
see a
right?
penalty for that, admin.
It's difficult because you can't. Because like one bad race, we all have bad races. We all get wrecked out, or something happens. But in the playoffs, you can't that can't happen. You can't have a bad race, which is again not my favorite thing in the world. But I mean, well, you saw Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, both of them won 10 races or so in their seasons, and then couldn't get
See,
the championship. It's once you get to the playoffs, it's a lot of luck.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's luck because in NASCAR it's 3 race rounds, and if I remember that season, Kevin and Denny had a ton of playoff points, and it wasn't just one bad race; they had a whole bad round. I mean, you look at Martin Truex last year; that man didn't have a single top 15 in the playoffs, and he made it all the way to the final 8. I will agree with you though. I don't know if I agree with a single race championship just because of what you just said. You can that can be your one bad race of the season. The one time you slip up coming out of turn 4 and you're into the wall and there goes your whole race. Well, there goes your championship shot. I've really been starting to feel, listening to a lot of podcasts, I kind of feel championship should be a 2 or 3 race round, just like it is for every other round.
I've always cheered for a 3-race round, just like every round, 3 races per round.
Especially if they're going to keep it in Phoenix. Especially if they're going to keep it there.
I hope it changes after next season.
No.
That is a god awful track to watch.
Because they pay for the championship.
Oh God, let someone else pay more, please. I heard Homestead's trying to put together a package. I just don't know if it's going to work or not. Which I'm all for because I'm in Florida, so I'll go to Homestead again and watch another championship race.
But yeah, man, like you are definitely a for sure lock in. I would say for sure the championship race. But there's some guys starting to show some speed as of lately. For example, Bobby, he's been starting to get on a little bit of a tear here. 2 top 3 finishes or 2 podium finishes in a row coming into tonight. I still think he finished top 5, so 3 top 5 for him. So he's getting some momentum. Bucher's getting some momentum. So those are some guys I know you're probably keeping an eye on going into the playoffs. Because
they're getting hot at the right time.
Yes.
I mean, like making the playoffs is just fine for me. If I get to the championship race, I'm just playing with house money at that point because I never anticipate getting that far with a playoff system. It's difficult. It's hard.
Yeah, and it makes it more difficult since we do 2 race rounds. Like you said, one race could ruin you. At least with the 3 race rounds, you can have that one bad race and have 2 races fall back on to bounce back. But with the way we do it, you got 2 races. You screw up that first race, you're basically hoping to get a top 5 in the second race. And that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But man, I'll let you get your shout outs in. Congrats on your 5th win of the season. We go into next week into Talladega. You're looking to go back to back on super speedways. Anything can happen there. So good luck next week.
Is it Talladega or is it Phoenix next week?
Nope. It's Talladega for you guys because you guys, your last race is next weekend for the championship or for the playoffs because you're off that next week because it's the 3rd of July.
Sweet, cool. That's even better.
It threw me off too. It threw me off too until I was looking at the schedules. I'm like, why do we have 2 left, but they have? Why do we have 3, but they have 2? And I was like, oh, they're off on the 3rd.
We lucked out because we're on the 1st.
Yay.
But yeah, I got a.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, think on my. No, you're good. I gotta
Okay.
find my list.
He's been up here so much he has a list made.
No, I refuse to miss sponsors. I can't. Like I would think about that all week. So thank all my teammates. Primetime North South. They're all really good. A really good group. I've enjoyed racing with them for as long as I've been here. You know, and in the last iteration of this league and in Relentless. Love being around them. Um, AWG for being the league sponsor. I appreciate them. Angel World Gaming for coming on. Talesman for the Xfinity sponsor. I'm the Xfinity admin, so I appreciate them coming on and letting us put their name on the car. Simrap Market for the truck. Codes RRL Truck Series, I think is what it is. Go use it. Love them. Exiled Esports for doing the Arca series. All the admins that put this on. Everyone that shows up every week. Everyone watching, and you in the booth.
All right, man. Congrats on your fifth win. Get a little momentum going into the playoffs. You can't really count next week because next week is anybody's race.
Yep, I love that. It's my favorite part of the regular season is when the super speedway is the last race. It is. I don't care if I
See,
die. It is fun to
it
watch.
must be nice for you because I'm going into that race stressed the hell out in Xfinity. So I'm glad. I'm glad that, and I gotta message you something about Xfinity anyway. So I'm glad you can go in there all lax. I'm going into Super Talladega in a couple weeks, stressed as all hell. So.
I'll enjoy watching it. It'll be fun.
All right, man. Well, if you want to stick around the podium, I'll hop up there in a bit and talk to you about something.
I appreciate it.
All right. So that will conclude tonight's race. Like you heard me talking to him about, these Cup guys, they got one more race before the playoff start, and that's next week at Talladega. 65 laps of racing. 2 stages like always, 15 and 30 next week. Make sure you guys tune in for that. You got a family member, a friend outside the playoffs trying to get in. Next week is when it can happen. Anybody can win. So it should be interesting. We still got one more race going on this week. We got the ARCA. I believe they're coming to Pocono. I'm not quite sure. I had that whole channel muted. No, ARCA's going to Talladega tomorrow. So some Super Speedway race going on tomorrow. And then we'll kick off next week. Xfinity Series, they're getting down to the nitty gritty when it comes to playoffs. They got 2 races left. We got Phoenix and Talladega left. And we'll start kicking that off Monday night. So tune in for that. And y'all stay safe and have a good week.